Good night. It is Saturday, March the 30th. The topic today is about the community. Is it the black man's responsibility to save the community, help the community, go back to the community? Uh, this is a topic that we've talked about in many spaces. A lot of people feel like a lot of people got a lot of reasons why they feel like you shouldn't. Once you leave the community, you shouldn't go back. Some people say, hey, there's nothing wrong with giving back, but you shouldn't live there or you shouldn't be hanging out. We've seen what happened with Nipsey Hussle. A lot of times when we talk about these things, we usually use that as a reference. People will be like, look what happened to Nip. He was trying to help the community. But well, we're gonna go with what Charleston White is talking about, and we want to shout out this channel too before we start it. Let me go back and check to make sure I got the channel name. So Charleston White, he's had a few things. Okay, so this is Say Cheese, right? I think a lot of people know about Say Cheese. Say Cheese, they've been doing their thing. So shout out to Say Cheese. But Charleston White's been talking about this topic for a while now. But from what I know, he's a guy that does a lot of work in the community. So I find it interesting as to what he has to say here. But let's get into it. Let's see what he has to say.
I haven't been to prison. My character, my credibility amongst black people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area has not been shamed or shunned. Nigga, I'm still good amongst these people. Rainwater and councilman is not. So I get a phone call. Hey, man, I'm in the studio, but I really can't hear what he's saying. I'm in the studio and something on, I got rain in here. He don't say rainwater. He said, I got rain in here, such, 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 such. That's why you hear me snap when I finally catch on to what's going on. So they want to get me on here. I don't have time to help the community, homie. I'm booked. But nigga, I just left Young Thugs and them people, Rollo right-hand man in Bankhead, homie. Yak Gotti and them people with his mom them giving away turkeys directly selling in the hood. Then I traveled to Savannah, Georgia with Councilman Dietrich Leggett of Alderman District 2 and joined his turkey giveaway. So what are they talking about? I was just in a school last week, 2 weeks ago in Sykeston, Missouri. What are they talking about? This is all on my social media pages. They don't do none of this. Why they speaking on what I do and don't do, homie? It's jealousy and envy. Homie, you can't get no bigger than Charleston White on the internet. I ain't got time to come do community work. That's for poor broke motherfuckers.
Yo, and in that viral clip,
All right,
they were basically saying, well, you're a community activist.
So the reason why I started where we started, he spoke a little bit about what happened while in Dallas. Rainwater's, I think, a music exec. I think he managed Mo 3. So he's from Dallas. Mo 3's from Dallas. Charleston White's from Dallas. So I guess they're talking about getting him to do community work in Dallas. But what he's saying is he was doing community work outside of Dallas with Rollo and other guys, right? In other cities, even with counselors, right? So what it sounds like to me is he's doing community work. So it sounds a little weird that he's saying fuck the community, but he's talking about doing community work, right? Because that's what he does. That's a big, I think that's like half of like his whole resources and like that. From what I know, he's a community guy. Before everybody knew about him, he was working in the community. So he'll go into it a little bit more, but I just find it a little bit interesting that he's saying fuck the community, but he's talking about doing community work at the same time. So there's a little contradiction there, but let's let him rock.
Viral clip, they were basically saying, well, you're a community activist, right?
No,
like,
I'm a community. I started out as a community activist. I came to the internet as a frustrated community activist. Then I started getting money off the internet. Once I started getting money, it's fuck the community. Only people who think about community is broke motherfuckers. Motherfucker with money don't give a damn about fixing the community because a wise man stores up an inheritance for his children's children. Nowhere does it say the community. Fuck the community. When that's a broke.
That's not true. There's a lot of people who have money, and Charleston White's not rich. All right, there's people who are really rich who do give back to the community, even communities that they didn't come from. So that is not factual. But let's continue.
Children's children. Nowhere does it say it's the community. Fuck the community. When that's a broke motherfucker's behavior. And I was broke when I was doing that.
But don't people look at that as you turning your back on the community?
I am. Because guess what I was doing? Every day I was walking out that door to go help the community, I was turning my back on my children, my nigga, when I wasn't storing up no inheritance. And I was coming back home broke, spending all that goddamn time and energy and emotions and mental and psychological. I'm giving all that to the community with no return. Walking back home, nigga. Daddy, can we go get some ice cream? No, Dad ain't got it. So, come on, homie. I was turning my back on them. Not only that, I was turning my back on myself, my nigga. So fuck the community, nigga. The community don't care about the community. They waiting for somebody to give them something. I'm the motherfucker got tired of giving them something. They wore me down, my nigga. And I had a white man tell me at one of the volunteer banquet conferences in San Marcos with the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. He said, Charleston, if you don't put no business with your passion, you're going to burn out. I was all passion and community, my nigga, with no business mind. Waiting for somebody to give me something to try to help other people.
So pause
guess
there.
what, brother? God called you.
Sounds like what Charleston White is doing right now is he's being more smart about how he does his community work, right? Making sure at the end of the day that he's being compensated and he could do something for his family at the same time. But don't get it twisted. Charleston White still does community work. Okay, that's a big part of who he is. But yeah, okay.
Somebody to give me something to try to help other people. Well, guess what, brother? God called you. He gave you the vision. Why you need they help? Go to your God to get help. And that's what I did, nigga. Now I don't need help. Now I'm the strongest nigga in the village now.
So how does the black community, how does it improve if
the black community can't improve? Go improve in the mirror. Improve your home. You can't even get along with your family cousin. Your mama and her sister don't get along. You and your brother resent your stepdaddy. Your mama resent your daddy. Nigga, go fix them issues. Leave the community alone, nigga. If you go fix that, that goes 75% of the community problems. Go look in the mirror.
That's gold. That's gold.
I kept saying, nigga, fuck them other kids, my nigga.
Let's rewind just a little tad bit. I want him to go over that again. But yeah, the community work thing, like I said, Charleston White, that's what he does. He does do, but I like what he's talking about black folk and the issues that we have that especially black folk that still live in the community, right? A lot of issues that need to be worked on, right? That we can do ourselves. There's a lot of things that black people who still live in the black community can do. And that would fix, like he said, at least 75% of the issues that we have, right? I'll give an example. Like, actually, just tonight, because we do a little business, like we do have business in the community, right? So we work in the community, and we're always in the community. But there's something that happened earlier tonight. When a younger kid, probably like around 12, 13. He's walking up the street. He asked my friend for, I think, a couple of bucks or something, wearing Givenchy slippers. And, I asked my boy, I said, like, why didn't you just give him a couple of bucks? If anything, maybe you could give him some advice or whatever. But he kept harping on the Givenchy slippers. He's like, he's there wearing Givenchy slippers. I'm like, they're probably not even real Givenchy slippers. You see what I'm saying? But something that he said that made sense is that you, as a parent, right, sending your child out in the street with Givenchy slippers, and he doesn't have money in his pockets, like what's going on there. And I was like, wow, that's deep. Like to see it from that angle, that it does start from the home. Why does your child have to wear slipper, whether it's real or fake. Why do you need your slippers to say Da Vinci on them, and you're walking up the street asking for $2? It's not a good look. There's a lot of things that can be done that as a people we need to do. Like he said, that could fix. Let's play that again. Let me know. I'd rather hear it from him. Let's see what he said.
Issues. Leave the community alone, nigga. If you go fix that, that goes 75% of the community problems. And I kept saying, nigga, fuck them other kids, my nigga. Because my son started being a little rebellious. Because I went and took a dream job somewhere working with kids. I took a dream job working at Diamonddale Adolescent Youth Facility, nigga. In Hawthorne, California, Gardendale. I lived in LA, homie, my land of my dream job. But now my son rebelling because I ain't nowhere here. I'm coming home on the weekends like a truck driver. I'm coming home on a weekend like a truck driver. I don't have no time. I don't have no energy to pour into my children. Nigga, work ain't outside the home. Work starts in the home with the kids. That's your work. But nigga, we neglect that while we online talking about fix the motherfucking community, and we hate our baby mamas. We hate our cousins. We resent our aunties. Despise some of our grandmothers because she was on drugs. I'm one of them. So nigga, don't tell me about fixing no motherfucking community when we got trauma issues we ain't even fixed amongst in ourselves. We got trauma from childhood, nigga. We need to repair. Repair that first, nigga.
Man, that jacket's fly.
Yeah. You ain't even seen the back of it, homie. Yeah. I'm an Atlanta nigga now, homie. Yeah. You know, once Thug and Yak got in them, once they go to putting their arms around you, homie, everybody come out and go to loving on you. Because what you find out is, homie, them real project kids, them real ghetto project poor nigga baby, they come up out them slum, they got some money and didn't have no direction or no instructions or no training. And so when you know that, you kind of have a little compassion and kind of have a little bit more understanding for these grown.
So pause there.
That's surprising, man. You said a lot about you.
All right, so yeah, so that's about it there. But I let it go on to a little bit at the end where he talked about Young Thug and Atlanta. Even he talks about the guys, Quando Rondo, Lil Tim, those guys. Same issue with King Von. He Charleston White is a different guy. He goes in on guys like King Von. He makes fun of King Von, because he thinks like, you know what? I'm not even gonna get into that right now. We'll talk about that another time. But he talks about going to Atlanta and seeing how those guys live out there. So he does have compassion for a lot of these communities, right? Because that's what he was talking about after he said fuck the community. But yeah, I like what he had to say. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of things. Charleston White, you can't just take pieces because you have to actually know his whole spiel, and you know what I mean. You can't just, because if you just take a piece of something, you be like, wow, because it's like saying fuck the community, and it's, he doesn't really mean it like that, but he's trying to get a message across, and he will tell you too, in order to get a message across to black people, sometimes you really gotta go over and like you gotta overdo it. You know what I mean? And that's what he does, and people listen, so it works, right? It does work. But yeah. I like that. I don't got much more on the topic. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That's all we got. But you know what? No. I gotta give my opinion from I could only speak for myself, right? And me, I grew up in a household with a single mother, all right? So a lot of things I learned in the community. I learned from the community. So I'm only gonna feel like that I have to give back because I got something from it, right? If you're someone who went to a lower income community, like like a housing community or whatever, and let's say you had a single mother, and a lot of things you learned when you went outside. You see what I'm saying? Especially in these neighborhoods, you learn a lot outside. You grow up quick. You learn a lot of things that you use even when you get into adulthood. So, there's a lot of things I learned coming up in the communities that I came up in, and the communities I still go around. I still stay close to these communities, and I always will. I always will. So we'll talk some more about it. Like I said, these topics we're just opening the can. We're just opening the can, and we'll go deeper into these topics on in other videos. Probably have like a segment, a series, or whatever the case. But we're gonna really go into it. And I think actually this week, starting Monday, we're gonna pick a topic, and we'll probably deal with that topic for the week. So we'll start the topic on Monday, and by Friday we want to be able to like lock that topic down and throw away the key. And you know what I mean? That will be a good source of information. We'll get the facts. We won't just speak our opinion. We will have our opinions, but we'll back our opinions with facts, right? That's what we're gonna do. So yeah, so we'll be back Monday night. Y'all have a good night tonight, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.